You're listening to The Powder Room.
All right, my name is KEL, and it's time for us to step into the powder room. I want to say you are very, very, very welcome from wherever it is that you are listening or watching from any part of the world. All right, so you know how we do it here in the powder room, right? We have conversations for women and sometimes by men and women as well, because we want to get the perspective of the two genders. But it's very, very important that we understand that, look, in this world it is that we live in, a woman's got to thrive and not just survive. And we put emphasis on the woman because it has been a struggle to get women to be on an equal playing field when it comes to work and career choices and loads of other different things as opposed to their male counterparts. And that's why the show is very, very important. So I'm so super excited about the guest that I have today. Let me remove my serious hat now because I just want to have like a nice relaxed conversation with her. I met her many years ago, and it's just been so fascinating to see her growth, to see the heights that she has attained in such a short time, but not such a short time, because you know how you see somebody in the limelight and you're like, this person just blew. Nah, she's been grinding. She is such an amazing, intelligent woman. She is a media personality. And when I say media, I don't just mean local media too, international media as well. She's been doing her thing. She's also a brand influencer, and she is an actress with quite a number of amazing movies to her name. I'm talking about none other than Idia, Aisien.
What's up?
Hey.
Hi, Kel.
How are you? I can't believe it's the first time we're actually doing this, and I've known you for... How long have I known you for? My gosh, it feels like...
You've known me since I got to Nigeria, so about 7-8 years now.
Yes. And it's exciting to be here with you and to do this as well. So, I want to ask you, how did you first get onto the scene? I know it was media, right?
So basically, when I moved to Nigeria, I was working for a financial company, a private equity firm in New York. So I was actually here as an expat.
Oh.
Yes. But I refused to go back.
Wait. You were working for a financial company
In New York.
and you came here as an expat.
Yeah.
And then you said,
So
you know what, I love Nigeria.
A project, a banking platform. They were investing in banks across Africa. They'd done that in like across Africa, like South Africa, what's this place? BP? Rwanda, sorry.
That's fine.
Rwanda, and then they were investing in a very huge bank, actually, in Nigeria at the time, Union Bank. So I came with them because they were working on a women's banking platform.
Oh, yes. Nice.
And then somehow I got offered my first show, which was called You've Got Issues on, can I say the name of the channel?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, on Spice TV. And then I started Star 101 as well. And then I fell in love. So when I fell in love,
that's strong love for you to say, you know what, I'm moving back to Nigeria.
Yeah, it was just like
the lights got you. The lights were like, Idia, we want you to be here.
No, I actually think that I took the opportunities that came with being here because I obviously wanted to make my relationship work at the time.
Oh, okay.
So
wait, you fell in love?
Yeah.
Oh. You know what? I can relate.
Yeah. Exactly.
Love really does make us do things like that. Yeah. But you know what? Whatever the reason was, I'm glad that you came here because you've achieved so many things since you've been here. A first movie I saw you in, I believe, was it Neka, the Pretty Serpent? And I was like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. And you played that role so beautifully well.
Thank you so much.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
All right, so now I'm done being nice. Let's get right into it.
Oh my God.
I'm just joking. So I had praise on here about 2 weeks ago, and we're talking about living in the limelight, and that's what I want to talk about with you too as well, because I know your perspective as a woman would definitely be different from his. So when it comes to the fame, is it a yes for you or is it a no?
Like, do I want the fame?
Do you like it? Because you not do you want it, girl? You're here.
No, but
you have it.
You know the truth about it that's really crazy is like my very close friends and my family members still have this conversation with me where I feel like I'm a little popular, but I don't feel like people know me like that, if I'm being honest. It's only
walk into a place, average of how many people say hi to you?
So accidentally yesterday I went to buy food and I don't usually come out of the car or whatever because I'm just even like, what's the big deal? I wear sweats, I wear whatever because I just assume people won't recognize me and don't know me. And they all came and they were like, oh madam, blah blah blah, do you like the amala? I was like, yee. Be quiet. But yeah, you don't. I think for me, because I wasn't on a really huge platform and everything was very organic, I don't think it really hits me the way it would hit you if you were on, like, I don't know,
like stages, performing and all of that.
Yeah.
But girl, you on Netflix, you and everybody's home.
But you know, also I feel like with black women, because we change our hair all the time, my weight jumps up and down and so many things, I never really realized that people recognize me. And I think one of the things for me when people do is that I'm very shocked. So when they're shocked to see me, I'm also shocked
that they see you. Like, oh my gosh, you know me? Wow.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so most of those fan pictures, you're literally seeing me looking like, like and I think now just being conscious of what you're wearing, where you're going, who you're hanging out with, what you're saying, is so
that's the
hard.
Tiring part.
Yeah, because I'm a free spirit. And now I have to be like this guarded automaton, you know? So I think it's not easy, and also just being very careful who you date.
True.
Yes.
True. The people that have access to you. I don't think even if it's even just the people you date, the people who are around you. Because you know, whenever people are talking about celebrity news, they say sources close to the family. Who are these sources? They're inside the house with them. You know.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
you have to be careful about the people that you let in your inner circle.
Yeah.
The friends you have today, are they friends that you've known for a very long time, or friends you made in the industry?
I mean, I'll be very, very, very honest. None of my friends are like famous or popular or whatever it is. I have like maybe one or two, and I think recently I've hung out with like maybe a maximum of 4 people that I'm trying to like get to know because I like their vibe and stuff. But most of my friends I've had for like 20 years. So yeah,
hold them tight. It's very, very important. Okay, so I also want to ask, you mentioned you know, your weight fluctuating, just that I can relate to a lot. That because when I was big in the music scene, my weight was actually an issue at some point in time. I put on a ton of weight and people were just saying this and that. You know, people were saying, oh, I was pregnant for this person or that person. Always. How do you deal with all of that when it feels like every picture you put up, every time you step out of your house, it feels like somebody is scrutinizing you because you're a woman? Does it affect your wardrobe choices? Like, oh my gosh, I feel bloated today. I can't wear this tight thing. Before they'll say, it's like Idia is pregnant and all of that. How much does that weigh on you? Is that a thing for you, or do you just brush it off? Like,
super. And I think it's a thing for everybody to an extent, just depending at which point you are in your life. Some days I'm really confident, like you can't tell me nothing. And then other days I'm just like, oh my god, no, there may be cameras, you know, I may run into someone I know, I want to look presentable and stuff like that. But I think for me, where it's getting really dicey is that I have a bit of anxiety sometimes. Yes, a lot of anxiety actually. Why did I say a bit? So when I'm not feeling my best, I literally cancel stuff I'm supposed to host. I'll cancel a movie I'm supposed, because if I feel like I'm not at my best,
you're not gonna
like I can't
project
give my best
properly.
Exactly. And then you don't want to go somewhere and then be like a half-ass actor, or like, you know, or not give your 100%. So that's the biggest thing for me.
Has that affected your bag before? Like, did you have to return money that you were paid for something?
Girl.
Or when you get paid, you're like, you know what, shake it off, you must appear.
First of all, I never return money. Just to be clear. If you seriously, like if you send me money because you want me to do a show or a film, or you like me, I don't know, the money I don't do, like, there's no refund, right? But also to be quite honest, I'm very careful about contract phase and everything before I let money get paid into my account. So when people are rushing me before contract phase and they're like, oh, let's just pay quickly, send your account number, I try not to get too excited. I've always learned to never be excited about anything in Nigeria.
Is there a story that made you be like, you know what, especially when people are rushing, let me just be careful? Did you have like an experience that made you realize, gotta do things the proper way? What is that look on your face?
I think I've been asked to refund money once or twice, and I was just like, no, how can I make up? you know, for what you're saying I didn't do properly, or, you know, if I couldn't make an event or whatever, what can we do instead? Can I post or whatever? But it's not something that I do now. But in the beginning, I just realized, people will actually ask you to return their money. So, and I didn't. Yeah, and I'd spent it, so.
That's one thing I don't do until I finish doing the work. I remember there was one hosting gig I was supposed to do, and then they paid me for it, and then the day before they called me and said, they have to cancel it, they have to move it to another week. I didn't spend the money. My manager asked me, how far now, where's our money? I said, sister, let's just hold this first, because and she's here in the room right now, and I'm sure she's laughing because it's happened last year. I said, sister, what if they say they don't want the game, we should return your money?
And it happened.
No, they actually postponed it, and they did the show. Because me, I didn't want to return money, but I also didn't want to be like, I wanted to be like, okay, worst case, I'll return maybe 80%, but I'll keep 20% as inconvenience fee. But I didn't want to touch that money at all. Yeah. Because for next thing tomorrow now, they say, hey, so this KEL girl, this is how she does. So that's I feel like a good name is also very important, you know, as well.
The most important thing, actually.
Yes, the most important. All right, so we're going to go on a brief break, right? And when we come back, we're going to keep up with this conversation. We're going to dive into deeper topics. So be prepared. Be prepared. I'm just giving you this little break to just take a deep breath because we shall be back. My name is KEL, and I'm here on the powder room, in the powder room with Idia, and we will be right back.
Step into the powder room with KEL.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Idia and I'm chilling with KEL in the powder room. Nollywood. Cha-ching. Idia. Husband. The pretty serpent. Love. Aww.
Step into the powder room with KEL.
You're welcome back. This is the Powder Room right here on Lagos Talks 91.3. My name is KEL, and I'm still chilling with Idia. We've been talking about life camera action. Yes, that's the topic that I chose. It's like a play on lights, camera, action. So life, camera, action. What's a typical day for you?
Whoa. Okay. So the last 2 days I've been resting, but usually in the mornings, I either have like readings, like closed audition, like closed readings.
Okay.
Or I have a photo shoot like I do tomorrow. After my photo shoot, I usually have a brand event, which I have tomorrow. I don't want to say the brand name, so you don't say I'm doing ads.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
For instance, we also have events. So premieres, openings, there's always something every single day. And when I'm not doing those things, it's because I'm on set somewhere shooting a movie or a series.
Sometimes you ask yourself, why exactly am I doing this? Why I should have just stayed with the financial equity firm and just done my 9 to 5.
The only thing that really makes me think that is the exchange rate, right? Because I was being paid in dollars and now I'm chopping in salt. But the only thing that makes you think like that is the exchange rate. But I always remember how I feel. You know, how I felt when certain things happened to me. And I remembered back then I had the nice apartment. I was living in Manhattan. I had like a nice job. I had everything. But I wasn't happy, you know? And I knew that there was more. I've always felt like a creative, like, so, you know, intellectual, but always felt like a creative. I wanted to do more with myself. I'm an artsy person. So, yeah, I was never happy. And then media just brought out, you know, a different side of me and a different side of life, a different kind of life. So
what kind of life?
I mean, I used to think it was so silly to sit down and take pictures of your outfits and post it on Instagram. When I came and they were like, my team was like, oh, you have to be doing this. You have to work with photographer, makeup artist. I was like, I'm not going to do that. Sorry.
Are you serious?
Never. I used to fight my team all the time about this. I would never do it. The first time you do it, where you work with a team, you post your outfits and your followers grow. You're first like, wait, what?
You know what? Yeah.
And fashion bridges this gap that I can't explain to anyone. It's like a global language, so people from all over will see that post, etc. Your followers grow, whatever. And it's also what's that word, addictive in a way.
Yeah.
So anything that grows your page is a
so
little bit
do you
addictive.
handle your social media account yourself, like posting stuff? Do you do it yourself?
There's so many people inside my IG.
Thank you. So one should not be sending you risque DMs because it's not your eyes that might see
Celebrities
it.
do it, and I'm just like, do you know that it was my assistant that responded to you, right? Because I don't know why you're writing that to me. It doesn't make any sense. You have my number. Why are you writing that on Instagram? Like, our guys are just out of control.
Let me not talk, Sha, because I understand. Because I know those kind of DMs.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you're my guy now. I can just, but you're like, no, you cannot just, yes, you're my guy, but don't do that.
And then, you know, some of your interns or what, they're really young. So they're reading these messages like,
And then they look at you with in a whole different light, like, Ma,
Madam Idia.
this is how you used to do. When it comes to work, do you feel like, have you ever felt, what's that word? Have you ever felt like you had to work twice as hard because you're a woman to prove yourself, to prove that, you know, you're not just a pretty face, you're not just getting gigs because of your personality or whatever, but because you actually do know the work? Do you feel like when you enter into a room, people are already judging you based off how you look, thinking that, nah, this girl can't do this work? In fact, that's how they would say. They wouldn't say this woman, they say this girl. Have you ever had that happen to you before? Do you ever feel like that?
If I'm being honest, I'll say that the bias has never necessarily been just about how I look or all of that, or being a woman. What I felt more of is, even abroad and here or whatever, is you know, background, like, oh, she doesn't need the money. And I hate that so much. I get it at work, I get it in relationships, I get people like saying, oh, I don't need to do this for you, I don't need to buy this for you, I don't need, after all, you have money, or after you come from, and it's really,
Are you serious?
it's something
Even
that,
in relationships?
even today, even like at least this happened 8 times today, it irks my soul. I feel like that's my biggest pet peeve. And then with work, I've negotiated my salaries many times, and they'll be like, oh yeah, but you don't need this money. Or they'll say, oh, after all, you're not married with children, like, why are you negotiating for such a high salary? And in my mind, I'm like, it's only married people
that need money.
I need more. It should also be based on your skill, right?
Yes.
It should also be based on the amount of hours you're putting in. But I guess we're in Nigeria, where everything is rationalized based on emotion, how people feel.
Okay, so let's move to relationships now. So you're dating somebody and the person says, oh, it's just like when they say, what do you give a woman who has everything? For my heart. So seriously, that's what you encounter?
A lot. Even today, back and forth. I don't like it. Stop saying that. And sometimes, you know, people are...
Is it people in a certain income bracket that say that? Or it's just general across the board, like people who have as much money as you, people who have more money than you?
I don't think manners is about income necessarily.
You know,
I don't think manners is about income. I think a lot of men, I won't say all or most, a lot of men are badly behaved, just like a lot of women are badly behaved. And if a person thinks that they can get away with something, they will try. You know, so I feel like a lot of times a guy will say, if I don't need to spend money on this girl, or if she can, whatever, let me try that. Meanwhile, they see another girl, they already know that you're not even coming near that girl.
And these are people who have actual, like, you know, big pockets, think that way.
I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know.
I'm just like,
I would hope your pocket is deep if you were trying to speak to.
But you know, men, if there's one thing men have, is the audacity. They will look at you and say, I'm going to humble this woman.
I'm going to climb that mountain. I'm going to cut it down to a molehill. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. And I just feel like everybody should just cut their
coat according to your size.
Like, it's actually not by force.
Yeah.
Understand? So, yeah.
Do you think that being in the limelight, do you think that it's made it easier or harder for you to maintain relationships?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with that. I mean, people always make fun of, like, maybe some TV presenters or whatever, and they'll be like, oh, celebrity marriages don't last and things like that. And I'm like, that's not true. A lot of regular marriages don't last. Celebrity marriages are just the ones that you're seeing publicly. A lot of every kind of marriage, might not last for various reasons. Like I said, men and women, some are just badly behaved, right? But I don't think it has anything to do with status. I think for me, I'm looking for something, and people think it's material. People think it's just physical. I've never even really been attracted to looks, if I'm being very honest. I'm actually attracted to like home training. Like, yes, I'm very, very big on manners. Like, and also what's inside your head. And a lot of people are walking around with empty heads.
It's cool, not just shaking
the things that come out of your mouth are very important to me.
Yes, can we have a conversation?
Exactly.
Because if I can have a conversation with you, the more we talk, the more attractive you become to me. So like even if I look at the like a picture lineup of my exes or the people who I've been interested in, like they look different physically. You can have somebody who's tall, somebody who's short, somebody who's dark.
Absolutely.
But even though my ultimate spec is always light skin, but that's just by the way.
Jesus Christ. But you see, that's another problem I have. I feel like if a man was saying that he liked light skinned women, they would attack him.
He's a colorist.
They would say exactly. They would say colonial mentality. So
I don't want to know why people do that all the time.
Yeah.
Let people choose who they want to choose. My own is don't impose what you're choosing on somebody else. So you meet somebody who's dark skinned. Meanwhile, light skin is what you want. Next thing you're introducing her to bleaching creams. Why?
A guy has actually told me before, and I really respected him for that. And he was like, "Look, I want my kid to be mixed race. I want my kid to have like blue eyes, soft hair." And I was like, "Okay, fair enough." And he ended up like impregnating a regular dark skin. But
no.
But God bless him.
God bless his heart.
Stay blessed. All we can do is try, to be happy.
If you were not in the line of work you were doing now, what would you rather be doing? What would be your second choice?
Art. I really, really love
drawing
and painting. I'm really, really artistic. I can sketch you.
Are you serious?
And sell it to you. Yes, I really.
Why have you not posted about this side of you? Or are you just going to show up with an exhibition one day?
Honestly, I swear to God. For me, it's very therapeutic, and it also something that I do in my quiet time. And people have actually offered me money to like do paintings and stuff for them, and I'm just like, not now. So,
girl, I want to see.
I want that to be another like evolution.
You're gonna send me something on WhatsApp because now I'm just so curious.
Yeah, I will. I'll send it to you.
That's actually so cool. How'd you get into art?
Since I was a kid, in school, like when you do all this like arts and crafts and whatever, I just realized that was really, really, really good. So all my art teachers in every class, I was very close to them because I would say, "Oh, can I do it like this? Pointillism, Renaissance art, everything, Egyptian art, perspective drawings, chiaroscuro, all of that." I love it.
See the way I'm smiling because I love artistic people. Like how do you create that? How do you paint something and it looks like a real thing? How do you just get a white canvas and just start moving your hand up and down, and next thing is like,
so I have all that at home. Like I have paints, I have like charcoals, I have different kinds of pencils, things like that, stencils.
I love it.
What's it called? Forget it. But different kinds of pens that you can draw with, like colored pens, stuff like that. I'm really big on it.
This is so cool. I love it. So do you think you're going to branch into the executive side of the film industry eventually? Like produce movies, direct movies? Is that what you would want for yourself, or you're just like happy right now just featuring in them?
Honestly, I in the beginning I didn't want to do that because I feel like a lot of people do that just so they can feel like they're intelligent, or so that they can feel like no, I'm being I feel like a lot of people do that just so that the next person is doing it, I'm gonna do it. And I've never been a copycat. For me, like I go as I grow. I really, really want to establish myself as a serious actor, which I feel like I'm now doing because I have some really great projects that are going to come out soon. And I feel like once I do that, like if I give you 10 blockbusters, then after that there's an announcement that I'm doing a film, it's more exciting. But I feel like 2 years in the industry and I'm already trying to form, it's not that serious.
So I asked that because I was at an event, was it 2 weeks ago, and we're talking about the need for more women to be in more spaces of leadership and authority, especially in media, so that women don't have to always deal with men who want something in exchange for them. Did you ever go through that with men wanting you to, scratch my back, I scratch your own?
They're not born their papa.
Yay! I love it.
They know. I mean, sometimes it's also like one of my sisters used to tell me when I was really young. She used to say, "Be desperate for nothing." I feel like when you're very desperate, there's a even
can smell it.
There's a smell.
They can smell it. They can smell desperation
so
on
when you're
you.
very desperate, there's even like a smell. There's a look and everything. And I think that you need to go at your own pace. Do you understand? It's not by force. I remember somebody that could barely afford an apartment this year or last year, whatever, asking me, oh, how come you don't own your house? How come you've not posted that you own your house? And in my mind, I'm like, why are you so worried about my journey? Like, are we in competition? You know, I just feel like people are doing too much and they're running before they've even walked. So I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in going at my own pace.
And I love that, because once you do that, you know, you're focused on what it is that you're doing. Nobody's going to push you to do something that you don't really want to do in the first place. Because when you get confused, you're looking here, looking there. What's that person doing? Oh my gosh, it's like they're gaining. This person behind me is gaining on me, or this person in front of me has left me behind. And it's like you that's when you make really horrible decisions, especially even when it comes to picking the projects that you're involved in, just because you want to be seen, to be working.
I don't do that. So recently, for instance, I had to drop out of a project, which made me really, really, really sad. But I had to drop out of it because as they described this character, I couldn't see myself in the project. And it's not fair to them. It's not fair to me to do work that I know I'm not going to be able to promote wholeheartedly, or I'm not going to be proud of. And also work where I'm not going to give them 3,000%. What's the point of being there when you're taking another actress's opportunity? So for me, it's like also that, and also what you have and what you don't have is nobody's business.
Okay, so to wrap up, 2 things. What is next for you? And to any woman who's listening out there wondering, okay, I would want to get into, you know, the entertainment industry in some form. What's that golden piece of advice that you would give?
Getting into the entertainment industry, I would say that now for me, I would say it's more possible than ever before, because now it's not just about clicks or any of that. Now there are very, very structured platforms that have come into not just Nigeria but all over Africa. So I would say cast your net very wide. Apply. Look, I've always told people, even when I was in America and people would ask me how to get jobs with the kind of companies I worked for, if you apply to 200 jobs and you apply seriously, you cannot tell me that you will not get a favorable response from 5. It's impossible. But when you sit down every day and you're praying and you're doing what God cannot do, no, like, do the applications as well. Because the harder you work, the luckier you become. It's not going to just fall on your lap. Sorry, and that's the honest truth.
But it's the truth.
People think I'm lucky now. I work hard. But, Kel, if I was giving it 5,000%, everybody would have choked.
So what are you on now? 3,000? 2,000?
I'm just chilling. I'm on cruise control. I'm on Jesus vibes.
So what's next for you?
So right now we have an Africa Magic original that just came out, and it's called
Slunking.
I'm so excited because I played 2 different characters on in the series. I played twins. Yes.
Oh. Yes. And their personalities like really, really different.
Oh, super different. One is more like anyway. I don't want to spoil
no spoilers. No spoilers.
But, so that's happening, and then I have about 5 other projects that are coming out as well that I've already shot, and they're gonna love it. So.
You've been busy.
Back to back.
Yes. All right, what are your social media handles for people who want to keep up with you?
My main social media handle, the one I'm gonna check, is Instagram, and it's at Idia.Aisien. So that's at IDIA.AISIEN.
All righty, fantastic. This was lovely. I absolutely love your takes. I love your perspective, and seeing that this is the first time we sat down to have a conversation like this, I'm so glad that you were free enough to do this with me, because the things that you said, a lot of people, a lot of young women as well need to hear. All right, guys, so that has been our show today. Life, camera, and action. And of course, I was here with the beautiful Aisien. Keep it locked, because next week I have another special guest, and you know we speak about issues and topics that we really, really need to break down. You can follow me on social media at KEL Online is my handle everywhere, and also follow the show at TPR Podcast NG. Follow at Style_Radler and at Lagos Talks 913. Till next week at 8 p.m. It's goodbye and God bless.